Hello, hello. We are live and broadcasting, and we're looking for people for the Dev RPG podcast. So we're gonna just see how that goes. I'm gonna just I think I'm mostly gonna be tweeting, and we're also gonna be brainstorming Dev RPG and how that works. Let's hope the computer doesn't crash like it did yesterday. I am very hopeful, and I'll probably be streaming for about an hour. Let's see. Cool. Okay, so let's do desktop widescreen wallpaper. I think it's an ultra widescreen, actually. Okay, wallpaper's wide. Here we go. We're getting a new background. I would prefer it to be like kind of techy or futuristic. This one's nice, actually. I don't know. It's a little like too city, but it's nice. I like it. Avatar, James Bond. Oh, I actually really like this one. This one's very, very nice. Ultra wide. Download, please. How do I download it? Open image in new tab. That is not the full width. There we go. They're highlighting the one that I need. That's all. Very nice of them. And we're going to set this as our background. There we go. We got a new background. Pretty sweet. That looks nice. We can just like relax with this background, right? Let's breathe in a little bit. Okay, we can calm down. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. I don't have anyone for my podcast, but everyone's okay. Okay, so let's find some people for the podcast. Let's people for WRPG podcasts. Yeah, I'm gonna just work on the actual podcast. Okay, so right now we have some scenarios. I just kind of like wrote these down off the top of my head. I do want word wrap on. And we want some more scenarios there. And we kind of want like a general flow. So I'm actually going to like rename this dice thing to, I don't know. Should it be called like scenarios or like the order of events? What is the order of events? What is the order of events? It's like a schedule, I guess? Or let's look up schedule. Fine. Schedule. Program, timetable, scheme. I like scheme. Plan of action. Ooh, someone say something or do something? Rohit Gilla, thank you so much, and hello, welcome. Sorry I didn't have my chatty program open, so I didn't see your message, but hello, and welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by, I really appreciate it. So I'm working on a podcast, and I'm trying to get it off the ground, and I'm going to spend a little bit of time brainstorming it. And then We're going to post more about it on Twitter. Hopefully try to get someone on the podcast today, but I'm not sure if that's going to be possible. We'd have to recruit them within the next half an hour. So let's make that the main goal right now. Program is fine, or agenda. Yeah, let's just do program. It's perfect because it's dev RPG, so program is perfect. Okay, so we have the program. So these are kind of like the events that can happen, and we're gonna roll a die for each of these, and then we're gonna have. So to start out, Fragilities, thank you so much for following. I really appreciate it a lot. So the podcast is basically just a story, and it's a series of scenarios, and it's going to have some rising action and then some intense tension right in the middle, and then you're going to see if you come out the other side. It's a show about will, and creativity. Nikhilol and Machete88, thank you so much for joining the stream. So it's about, we'll say persistence. How do you spell persistence? Yeah, Nikhilol, you don't understand it completely. I don't 100% either. I'm kind of figuring it out on the fly, but this is something I've done a lot with my friends growing up, is just kind of had these imaginative scenarios that we would kind of walk through. So it's a show about persistence and creativity. So it's all about what programmers or engineers or founders have to do in order to survive. So let's write that down too. It's a show about what founders have to do. I hate this autocomplete right now. I wish I could. How do I turn this off? Autocomplete. Nothing. Okay. Whatever. To get their company to, we'll say, thrive. Survive. We'll say survive. It sounds so much better with survive, right? It's will it survive? So what it's about, and there's going to be a basic structure. So we're going to have, where you're at, who your team is, the level of funding. This autocomplete is driving me crazy. How do I edit preferences? There's not just a general preferences. I think I might have a plugin actually. Extensions. I think I have a plugin. No, but it's not for, I don't have any autocomplete plugins, so this must be built into VS Code. Oh, there we go. Settings at the bottom. Intel. No. No, it doesn't look like it. But I think, here, I found the settings. Autosave, font family, tab size. I want 2. Exclude, association, auto closing brackets. I don't care about that. Auto surround, code actions on save. Anyone see it? I didn't see it. Oh, I guess this is in alphabetical order and we're on C. Okay. Suggestions. Auto suggestions on enter. Just turn off all suggestions. Quick suggestions. Null. no controls whether. Okay, so null should be no. So yeah, it's still suggesting. Okay, whatever. We'll just VS Code turn off suggestion. Okay. File preferences, settings, text editor, suggestions, edit in settings.json. Okay, we did that. 1000. Maybe this isn't maybe it's autocomplete. I'm sorry for wasting time on this. It's just gonna really annoy me. IntelliSense features. I disable. Editor quick suggestions. There we go. Comments. Strings. So maybe if we paste this in here and we set these all to false, and now we have A and B. Oh, it's so nice. I hate that. Yeah, you were. You totally were. So yeah, who are you, Nikki Lowell? Do you want to be on a podcast? Are you do you have a side project or a startup or product? Because you'd be on a podcast right now if you want. Okay, so where you're at, who your team is, level of funding. We're working on node map. Okay, let's check out node map. Is this a my files? Nodemap.io. Okay, I'm gonna be a noob and type it in Google, but it's just because it was already there. Create interactive maps of your to-dos. We can all observe information much quicker when it is arranged into a visual format. This is why we use diagrams on the daily. On top of this, reading pages and pages of text can be a little boring. Why not make this process interactive and interesting for you, your clients, and customers? Landing pages are usually full of text. That's not what we are about here at NodeMap. We want to show you instead. Okay, show me what I'm missing. Okay. So this is a series of nodes. Oh, and it's hovering over. So it's not clicking, that does it. Okay. What is node map? Yeah. Okay. That's the same thing on the home page. Automark nodes is complete. Oh, step towards a goal. That makes sense. That's really cool. Moving nodes. Okay. Fork. This is cool. This is kind of the idea of the podcast too. I could actually use this to plan the podcast. My default for something like this is whimsical. I would be curious, or Miro. I'd be curious what your. I guess this is more oriented towards to-dos. But I would be interested to know like what is the advantage of this over something like this, over something like Miro or whimsical. Importing a plan to follow. Okay, it's very cool. I like it. Yaki, welcome to the stream. Really appreciate you being here. Okay, distribute these maps to an audience. Okay. They have sharing too, unlike Mira. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So like more public, and then more focused on to-dos also, which Whimsical is my favorite. I love their name too. Oh wow, and I can edit this just right away. Okay, let's sign up. So yeah, I mean, no pressure, but if you do want to be if you do want to be on the podcast, I will literally stop this stream right now, invite you to the podcast, and we can start streaming the podcast in about 10 minutes, if you want. It's totally up to you. Okay, so where you're at, who your team is, level of funding. I think that's like the beginning that we want. Then we're going to get into some scenarios. You have a meeting. No, I have to work, sorry. I have to work in about an hour. No, you're not distracting me. You're fine. I love talking with people. You know, that's the reason I'm doing this. I wouldn't be live streaming otherwise. So yeah, absolutely no problem. So where you at, who your team is, level of funding. Then we're gonna get into like the general scenario. So like, what situation are you in? Okay, yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to do one like every week or every other week. I mean, it's a fun project, so like I'm not planning to like make a bunch of money off of this podcast or anything. That's not my goal with it. I just want to have fun with it. So, yeah, I mean, maybe it's next week, maybe it's the week after, but we could totally set something up. That would be awesome. Okay, so we have the general scenario. This is like, what's the situation that you're in? Situation that you're in. And the main challenges. And we're going to just say actually main challenge. And each show should be, I think, about 30 minutes. We don't really want to do more than 30 minutes. Yeah, totally. It's saved on Twitch, so I think it's like for 30 days or something. You can go back and watch it. Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. I'm streaming every day from around 10 a.m. Eastern to 11:30 Eastern. Okay, peace. See you. Okay, so the general scenario, what's the situation that you're in, and the main challenge. And then we're going to get right into it. So this is, I mean, it's kind of going to be a brutal show, right? Like, I kind of want it to be, it should be challenging. It should, like, face you with brutal choices. And you should have to, like, to sweat to, like, overcome those choices. That's my belief. Because, like, I'm not really putting you through hell. Your startup is, you know, right? If you have a startup or a side project, like, no podcast is going to make it, you know, worse than it actually is. But the goal of it is to just kind of like explore those problems deeply. Like, goal is to explore startup/founder problems deeply, so you don't have to do it on your own. But it should be hard. It should be hard, in my opinion. So we'll say it should be hard. Okay, now let's get back to the general. So we have the general scenario, then we're going to get right into the challenges. We're going to dig right into the challenges. We're going to say like hard challenge right out of the gate. And the types of challenges, I guess I should split these scenarios up. But for now, let's just start over, like at the top. And we're going to say like people, right? And this could be like someone left the team, someone's unhappy, someone's unproductive. Someone got poached. And then we could have like tech problems. These are like, I don't know, major architectural bug. You like the app doesn't work. Doesn't work. We could say like major architectural bug, and we'll just say like, I don't know, small bug. We'll say like a small, interface bug. Then we could say like funding, running out of funding. Yeah, I don't know. That's fine for now. That's the main concern with funding. And we have, we can say audience. So like no interest to purchase. Tech, we can say too much traffic. Ooh, nice. We can say hackers. We can say, what's another one? Well, there's different types of hackers. So there can be like a DDoS, and there could be a ransomware. Okay. No interest to purchase from the audience. Or we could say like lots of idle users. So maybe like you are making money, but you don't have like an active user base. That's an interesting problem. I'm just thinking of all the problems I've run into when working at startups. Oh, how about like so much tech debt? The team doesn't understand the product anymore. The back end anymore. I love, that's one of my favorite tech problems. Don't know if anyone's ever worked at a place like that, but it's pretty fun. I mean, it's like, it's very concerning, but also fun. Let's check on Twitter. I don't think anyone's probably signed up for the podcast, but this is kind of our last chance for it. So, yeah, no one signed up for it. Oh well. Okay. Cool. Okay, but it's good. We're like coming up with some scenarios. These are gonna be really handy. I think let's look at failery real quick, because this might give us some good ideas of how startups fail. Failed graveyard. Startup cemetery, Google cemetery, Amazon cemetery. Oh, that's awesome. Let's go to the startup cemetery. Okay, cool. And they say all posts. Do they say how? Yeah, they say how. So bad timing, poor product, legal challenges. Okay, this is interesting. So we could say legal, customer sues you. Let's also say like, I guess under, I don't know if it's under audience or funding. Yeah, let's say like a big customer wants to buy you, or like use you. Like a big customer wants to like buy you or exclusively license you. Customer sues you. What's another one? Violet's TV and Go With Him. Thank you so much for joining the channel. Let me know if you have any questions. We're talking about a podcast right now called DevRPG. It's kind of a fun side project, and I'm just trying to get like the basics worked out about like what the scenarios are going to be and the different challenges that you might run into on the podcast. It's all going to be about interviewing founders and figuring out, you know, where they're struggling and really digging into that spot. It's going to be like a deep massage for founders. You know, those deep, painful massages that really like loosen you up. That's going to be the goal, but like intellectually. Okay, so legal, customer sues you. Oh, I don't know. I can't really think of other legal challenges. Private car sharing club for luxury and sports car. I guess it could be like your your name is the same as another company's. That happened to Apple back in the day. There was Apple Records, and Apple Computer came out, and Apple Records sued them. And then Apple Computer was like, oh, well, we just won't do anything in the music space ever. And so they came to an agreement. I think they paid him a little bit of money. And then, of course, later, iTunes came out. And I think Apple had to pay them some more money or something. Okay, competition. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so competition. Someone released a similar product. Someone released an exact copy of your product. Or like a competitor got a huge funding round. What do you do? This sounds interesting. Multiple reasons. Let's scan this really quickly. Lack of good product market fit. Focus on the market was too small. Okay, so we'll say audience, say like market too small. I don't know if there's a way, I mean, no interest to purchase is kind of a way of signaling that. I don't want any high level problems. I want like day-to-day types of problems. Bad marketing. So we could say, let's say product. So this would be under product. A challenge could be you have no product, but lots of good marketing. So you're getting like tons of customers, but it doesn't matter because you don't have a product. Lack of product market fit. What is product? Draclin, welcome to the stream. What is product market fit exactly, right? It's so hard to define. I guess it's like when people, like, they see your website and they're like, I gotta sign up. And then when they do sign up, they're like, oh my god, this is awesome. I gotta use this all the time. And then when they do that, they're like, oh, now I gotta share it with all my friends. I feel like that's kind of product market fit. So the first one is like, let's say marketing, right? So marketing, like, so the first challenge would be if someone goes to your website and they're just kind of like, I don't understand what this does. Customers don't understand what your product does. The next step is, what was it again? They're in your product, they're like, I can't stop using it. Customers stop using your product after a few days. I guess that's not under marketing, that's under product. And the last one in product market fit was they tell all their friends about it. So that can go under marketing. So like no one is excited, like, I don't know, like no one would recommend you to their friends. I also like the idea of funding being like, you run a subscription business. But no one signs up anymore. And you're pretty sure all your income is from people who forgot to cancel. Did you know that like AOL, I don't know how old or young you guys are, but hi Flickr, thank you for joining the stream. I remember you from back in the day, right? Like months and months ago, when I was streaming back then. Thank you for joining again. But AOL back in the day, they were the first way to kind of get online. And that was super popular, right? It was dial-up internet. And I think even as of like 5 years ago, AOL was still making millions of dollars from their dial-up service. And I have to think that's mostly people that are either dead or like super rich and have forgotten about their subscription, or just like super tech illiterate and forgot about their subscription. Like I wouldn't put it past my mom, you know, like my mom could totally still be subscribed to AOL. But like at what point, if you're a company like that, do you just call it quits and be like, hey, we're gonna just cancel all your subscriptions? I don't know. I mean, like, I guess if I was making millions of dollars a year, because people didn't cancel their subscription. It would be hard for me to tell them, I guess. I don't know. I think I would, but it would be hard. Right? That would be hard. Okay, lack of experience. Yeah, this is an interesting thing. So, like, if you don't know a market and you go into it and you start talking to the customers, you might discover a problem that's like really big, right? Oh, this is actually interesting from a product perspective. So, like, you discovered a bigger problem than the one you're currently solving. That's a tough one. But okay, so you discover a problem that's really big, right? And this could be, I guess, under research. Like, you discover a big problem in a market you don't know well. And a lot of people, what they do then is they just build the product because they're like, there's a big problem here and no one's found it. I've struck gold, right? And they build the product and they don't realize that there's situations in that market that that they don't understand. Like, for example, like education, right? You can create an education product and there's a lot of need there in the education space. Like a ton, right? Because it doesn't get enough development. And you can make that product and you can release it for free and you can get millions of users, probably, right? I don't know. Maybe you only get, a couple thousand, but still, I feel like it's pretty easy to get users in that market. There's not a lot of regulations. Teachers can kind of use whatever they want, whatever they need. But the problem comes when you ask the teachers to pay for it because they don't have the budget in the education space to pay for a product. So it doesn't matter how good your product is or how big the problem you're solving is. There's just not enough budget in that market. Acquisition flu. I wonder what that is. To support a company. And so you end up trying harder than you would have to in a different market. And still failing because it's so hard to survive when there's just no money in the market. So yeah, we could put that down. We could say like your audience, no interest to purchase, but also like your audience can't afford your product. That's a good one. Okay, lack of product market fit. Let's look at Rethink DB because I feel like this was super popular for a little bit. Why did it go down? Despite they focus on important metrics, these weren't the metrics users and clients were primarily interested in. Releasing a flawless product. Okay, so let's say that. Let's say like you're not the CEO, right? So let's say leadership. Your CEO is a perfectionist. Okay, that's really funny actually. And then I guess the other one is like your CEO is really excited about a new project when you're in the middle of one. When you're already in the middle of one. That's a really good situation to be in. Because then guess what? You're switching to a different... You can't fight the CEO, you know? Okay, cool. But I don't know. You can fight the CEO, but a lot of the time in a lot of companies you lose and then you switch. What is acquisition flu? Oh, Parse was a growing popular service. When Facebook offered to purchase the startup, Parse's founder found that it made sense for the business to join. Facebook bought Parse at a time in which its stock was trading for lower than their IPO, and it was not yet confident of how far its business model based on ad serving would take them and wanted to test other possible business ideas. Thanks to Parse, Facebook was able to create a community of mobile app developers for itself. There could have also been a brief vision of developing cloud services that would match those offered by Amazon, Microsoft, and Google. However, once the Facebook business model was consolidated in the last few years, making billions, the social network lost interest in competing with the other giants in the cloud business as it would cost them millions of dollars. They were too far behind, and Parse couldn't provide them with a long-term profitable source of revenue, which was most likely losing money. They decided to shut down Parse. Oh my goodness. That's really sad. That's like so sad. I remember Parse. Parse was a really, really cool, like easier Firebase basically. Bad business model. Okay, let's say research. A bad business model. So you could discover that your client's client is who like has a lot better of a budget. You think your clients are a better customer for your product. And I think in this scenario, we didn't say where you're at, who your team is, what level of funding, and then like, what's the startup idea? And I guess like, what does success look like? Okay, cool. So let's look at Twitter one more time. I think it's too late, actually. Yeah, I think it's too late to do the podcast. And I'm going to follow Nikhil. I'm already following that guy. Okay. Let's look at one more acquisition flu. In the post, the team announced that after 6 years of operation, they were no longer involved with the platform nor its management. It seems the company has been acquired by some party that decided to not continue its business. Spotify ruled the market. Yeah, that's really so hard. Yeah, we could say that too. Let's get into it. So we've got legal competition. So someone released a similar product. Someone released an exact copy of your product. Let's say like a big player released a feature that competes directly with your product. Bad business model. I actually want to look at this one. Calendar app. Started 2012, closed 2016. It got $8.2 million in funding. Wow, for a calendar app. That's amazing. Good reviews. Calendars are very hard to monetize and a very low entry barrier. Differentiate itself, native app, other applications. Challenging to have a large customer base. Two main reasons. Difficulty in finding new customers and ability to profit from their existing customers. Linkage to Microsoft Outlook. The future calendars has never looked more than the past. There are many non-monetizable product blind spots that people want to buy, but they are not good businesses. Oh, Microsoft purchased them. That doesn't sound like a loss. Sunrise was the best calendar app ever. This is from a while ago. Huh. That's really sad. Oh, let's say, yeah, we didn't do any press yet. So we have marketing, and we can talk about press. So like press, and we can also, I'm gonna group in like reviews here. You have 2 stars on Trustpilot. You got a negative review in a popular tech, I don't know, what do they call them now? Like, what is TechCrunch? On a popular, like, tech blog, I guess? I think TechCrunch is kind of a blog. I'm not sure, though. What is BuzzFeed, right? Like, what is it? BuzzFeed, Wikipedia. News and entertainment company, digital media. BuzzFeed, yeah. What is BuzzFeed News? It's a news website. Okay. On a popular tech news website. Why is there not a better name for that? Yeah. Huh. Okay, whatever. Social network engagement platform. Let's look at this one, and then we're done with the startup cemetery. Okay. Salarix closed down because it had a bad name. No, inability to raise reserves after major investors stopped supporting it. This was following a disagreement between the founder and the investors over securing an offer from Google. The investors were excited about the Google offer and saw it as a good business opportunity, while Salarix founder was not awed with it. Rumors have it that Salarix CEO asked for a higher price, but Google refused and the deal didn't go through. Soon after, it was clear that the founder would not listen to their wishes and advice. Investors put a stop to any additional financial support after having initially backed up the startup with $3.5 million in Series A investment. Huh. What does it do? Agency that offered an online networking engagement platform for brands. Huh. Cutting edge product. 2 acquisition offers from Google. Huh, that's cool. Okay, so, yeah, I feel like that's enough right now. So this is the overall program. So we're gonna say where you're at, who your team is, level of funding, and we can just say like office here. What is your startup's idea? And we'll say it's like different from your real startup. What does success look like? Overcoming the stated challenge. And we'll say, at the start of the show, we're going to ask them, like, what is your real startup? What is its main challenge right now? So it's challenging, you're faced with brutal choices. We're going to say time is this, and we'll say description is this, and we have one more thing to talk about, which is like the thing, what you get points for, like what you're rewarded for is honesty, fortitude, courage, and creativity. I would also say character, but I think that can kind of be under honesty. Honesty, fortitude, courage, and creativity. Those feel like good superpowers. So what is your real startup? what is its main challenge right now, where you're at, blah blah blah, general scenario, dig right into the first challenge, we'll say, and then based on that, I think like you receive power up, and then I think you have like 5 more challenges, and we'll say like lots of ups and downs. And then finally you get to like the final choice, which is like a hard choice between 2 mutually appealing options. And based on that choice, your fate is decided. Okay, and a lot of this is going to be like based on chance, but the primary part of it is not, right? So like some is based on chance, but mostly based on choices. And we have the events here. I guess what we're gonna do, okay, we're gonna roll, I guess here, we're gonna roll for the level of challenge you'll face. Where you're at, we're gonna roll for this. Who your team is, we're gonna roll for this. Level of funding, we're gonna roll for this. What is your startup's idea? I think that can be more of like a discussion. And then what does success look like? I think that's just like the host's or my decision. And then, yeah, well, then we'll just dig into the scenarios. And then I think at the end, we gotta do something, right? So let's say they go through all this, they're really pumped, right? Do we go back to their startup and ask them about that, or what do we do? I'm not sure. Oh, and you can use superpowers. Like like you can use one of several superpowers. And I think I'm also gonna say here that you get 2 power-ups. That can be used. We'll say enhance rolls. Academy Impossible, thank you for joining. So you receive a power-up, lots of ups and downs. After the big challenge, you get a new power-up. Okay, that feels good. I guess at the end, I guess like have the guest describe how they feel. And I think that's it, actually. And like where to find them. Where to find them online. And I guess, yeah, we can ask them like, I don't know if we want to connect it back to their startup. I mean, we can just ask like what their startup does again. Why don't we just ask like, do you have a different perspective on your startup's challenge? It might put a little bit of pressure on them to do that. So actually, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because that's not what the show is about. The show is just about having fun and about kind of going deep into a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go soon. I think I have about, I don't know, we'll say 10 more minutes. We have the program here. Let's do that a little bit. So we have the what's it about, right? And we have roll for the level of challenge you'll face. So level of challenge for like the whole episode. And this will just be like, I guess this will be a 20-sided die roll. So we could do, yeah, we'll do like 1 to 7. Oops, 1 to 7, 8 to 14, and 16 to 20. So that'll be the least likely. Ooh. Let's do, actually, sorry, 1 to 6, 6 to 13, and, oh shoot, sorry, 7 to 13. How many is between these? So this is 5, this is 6, and then we have a 6 here. Okay, so the first one is gonna be like really, really hard. We'll just say hard mode, right? Hard mode, normal mode, and easy mode. We'll say lucky mode, actually. So hard mode, and then we're gonna say like, yeah, let's actually define these a little bit. So like hard mode is like, you're bootstrapping. You're bootstrapping basically. Normal mode is, I guess, like, yeah, you have another source of income. And lucky mode is your dad's really rich. Yeah, something like that. And let's just say like, I don't know, like your family is connected. Okay, and then we have the level of challenge, hard mode, you're bootstrapping. Let's say normal mode is like you saved up some money. You saved up some money. Go with him. Thank you for being here. Hard mode is you're bootstrapping and have a full-time job. That's actually super hard mode. But actually I would like to make it just more about funding, not about time. I don't think that's fair to make it about time. So like you're bootstrapping, you saved up some money, and like your family is rich, we'll just say. So they're gonna fund you. Okay, so that's the level of challenge right from the start. Where you're at. So we're gonna say like office location. I'm not sure exactly how much this matters. So we're gonna say 4 or 5. So I don't know, actually. We can roll a 20-sided on this. So this is going to be 1 to 4, 5 to, I don't know how to do this, 5 to 8, 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, 13, I really don't know how to do this, 13 to 16, 17 to 20. That's right? That's even odds. 3 between that, 3 between that, 3 between that, 3 between that, 3 between that. Okay, cool. So office location. Yeah, so this is, yeah, let's not say office location. Let's just say office. So 1 to 4 is like work from home, work from home. We're gonna say separately. Then we're gonna say like work in parents' basement. And we're gonna say work in parents' basement, and we can say like garage/garage. This is gonna be like a mega fancy office. So like work out of VC. Out of VC office, or like, I don't know, work out. Oh yeah, we're gonna have like work in co-working space, right? And then like work in own office, and then work out of like massive loft. And this is all pretend, right? So it's COVID safe. Okay, so office, who your team is. So team. So I guess for this we can have another 5 options. And we're gonna say solo, best friend, co-founder, or we'll actually say like met co-founder at a bar. That's kind of funny. Here we're gonna say like best friend, co-founder. On here we're gonna say complimentary co-founder. Solo, met co-founder at a bar. We're gonna say here like 4 co-founders who met in college. And let's say like leadership. That's what we're gonna say here. And then we're gonna say team. So team is gonna be, again, this. How do I can't select the text like in Sublime. Although, maybe I can. But anyways, let's do this. There we go. There we go. Okay, so the team is gonna be, I mean, bigger teams aren't necessarily better, so I'm going to say more about the quality of the team. Like focused, high achieving, good camaraderie. I have no idea how to spell camaraderie. Or do I? No, I don't. Okay. Good camaraderie. So that's the top. I would say middle is casino. Thank you for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. So focused, high achieving, good camaraderie. Here we're gonna have like good friends, can work through anything given time. Lacks direction, but motivated, and hard to get them working, but productive, but really productive every few weeks. And then 1 to 4 is going to be like, I don't know, like kind of a shit show, but like not awful. Like they come to work and they get, you know, they come to work and get some stuff done. But have a hard time with big projects. Okay, so that's the team. Ooh, we're gonna say leadership because we added that to the other one. Role. Level of funding. Do we have that already? We don't. I think this is actually just gonna be hard mode, normal mode, and lucky mode. It's not gonna have to do with funding because I want to roll for funding separately. Okay, so let's copy these. And we have funding. And funding is going to be like bootstrapping. No savings. Have like some freelance gigs. Bootstrapping, no savings, have some freelance gigs. That's compatible with the team too. You could be doing that. They're just going to be probably a little less motivated. Here is going to be like angel investment. That gives you 1 year of runway. Here is going to be like your parents know some people you have no problem raising money. 13 to 16 and 5 to 8. So bootstrapping and angel investment. What's between that? So like you and your team have savings. And 13 to 16 is angel investment. Okay, so like maybe you've secured a Series A or like yeah, I don't know. Angel investment that gives you 1 year of runway. Let's say like VC round that gives you VC round that gives 2 years of runway and support for a larger team. Also, we forgot about some scenarios. So we have funding, like you got a bunch of funding. You raised a round from a VC who who wants you to move. Actually, from a VC, you raised a round from a VC who. What's like the worst? Like, you could have a high-pressure VC who's, like, really involved in your day-to-day. That's, like, pretty annoying. There's the VC that stays pretty distant, but, like, puts a lot of pressure on, like, getting to profitability or growing fast. You raised a round from a VC, we'll say a large round, who wants you to grow 1000x over the next few years. That's a hard thing to do, no matter where you're at. Okay, and then we've got level of funding. What is your startup's idea? General scenario. Cool. Okay, so I think we've got most of it. And yeah, I think that's all we're going to do for now. I'm going to post a video on Twitter about this. See what the interest is from people. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow, hopefully around 9:30, but I haven't been starting until like 10 a.m. most days. So maybe I'll be on then. So yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. You can tweet at me. I'm Panfora on Twitter, and I'll just write that here. On Twitter. Okay, cool. Well, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, bye.